Hi friends, let's see the app we are going to develop in the next couple of lessons. When you run this app, this is the main option screen. You will see a menu which is on a table view. So I can click on say employee options, then it will load this data, and all the employee data are loaded dynamically from a data source, right? And then I can click on employee, and then it's dynamically changing this page with that particular employee and the projects. If I go back and click another employee, you can see the same page is dynamically changing with that employee and the projects, which are all loaded dynamically. The images are also loaded dynamically from a data source, right? So it's different images loaded dynamically. And then I can delete employees. Let's say I can swipe and say delete, then it deletes the data, right? If not, I can click on edit and say if I want to delete something, click on this and click delete, right? And when I'm done, I can say done, right? And then further I can insert data dynamically. Let us say a section P and say Peter, for example, and click OK. So it all gets added dynamically, right? Then once I'm done with employees, I can go scroll down, right? And then I can go into department options, right? So department, and do the same thing for department, right? But it's very important that you have to make sure to look at the next couple of lectures in this on table views, that is part 1, 2, 3, etc., until we complete this app. It explains all the theory and the practical knowledge which you need to know about developing this app, right? Okay friends, we are very excited to show you how to develop this app practically, and let's do it now. Okay friends, so the following is the outcome of this part of the lesson. When you complete this part of the lesson, your app will look like this until you complete the other parts of the lesson. It will load a list of employees dynamically, right? And it will allow you to click and dig into detail, and it will populate this screen dynamically, and all the images and the employee data are populated dynamically from a data source. And when you click on another employee, it changes everything dynamically. But after you complete this lesson, make sure to go and look at the next lessons in order to complete the full app demonstrated earlier. Employee image, right? Awesome, right? So now I need to display this image into that image controller, right? So because I want to access the image controller, right? Let me go back to the storyboard. Now I need to access this, right? I need to touch this. So to touch this, again I have to go to the assistant editor, right? And I have to control drag this image over here into this interface section and call it as, okay, it's a UI image view. So let's call it as IMG view 1, right? Let's call it as IMG view 1, right? IMG view, say employee, image view of employee, right? So now I can refer this IMG view employee, right? So I can refer it now from here, right? So if I say IMG view employee, I can get the image view, right? I can get it, right? And then I can access its properties. Let's say the property, right? The property image. Then what I can do is, the property image is a UI image, right? So I can create a UI image, right? So I can say UI image, right? And then I can create a UI image using the received, sorry, using the employee image string I have over here, right? So I got an employee image string and I have to just pass it here, right? So let's do it now. Let's pass that image into this. And now how do you do it? You have already done it in this in the same lesson. In the previous meaning in the previous view controller, see, you had a list of images here, right? See, we did the same thing, right? So when you created the cells, see, you did the same thing, right? You created a UI image. So you just take that code and just pass it, just apply it here, right? The same thing, right? So you just say UI image name, then you pass this employee image, whatever you are taking from the dictionary, whatever that image, right? And you just display it as the image, right? Awesome, right? Now let's see whether it's going to work, right? So let's run and see if if there are any errors, or if it works, right? So let's click and see the first employee. And okay, so I'm getting a problem. I'm not seeing it, right? So let's see why I'm not seeing the image, right? Let's check why I'm not seeing it. So why I'm not seeing it is I have given it's case sensitive. So see, my image names has lowercase I, but over here I have given uppercase I, right? So you have to be careful. It's case sensitive, right? So I'm just going to change it, and now this should work, right? This should work. Let's see. So the image should change based on the employee. So this is picture 1, and see, it's awesome. It's working. For Ashley, it's picture 2. Frank, awesome. It's picture 3. Fishers, it's picture 4, right? But it will not work for Folly, George, because I did not assign any pictures for them, right? So it won't work for them because I just assign only 4 images. Awesome, my friends. Now you know how to dynamically change it, right? Now this dynamic data I'm getting from dictionaries, right? I'm getting from dictionaries. Our next lesson after this is database programming. In our database programming lesson, we will get this data not from a dictionary, we'll get from a database, right? So that it's going to be further dynamic, right? But for now, the data comes from the NS dictionaries, right? As key value pairs. Okay, my friends, right? Key value, that's a dictionary. That's how dictionary works, right? I got 2 things sorted now, right? Next thing is, based on the employee, I want to load a description, right? So again, that descriptions I'm going to keep in a dictionary, my friends, right? So I'm going to create another dictionary, right? Another dictionary, let's say dictionary employee details, right? Details, some employee details, right? So the dictionary employee details. So I will have to go into the implementation, and then let's populate that as well with some sample data. So I'm just copying this, and then I'm putting this name, right? And give me a sec. I'm going to awesome, right? So I'm going to fill this with some sample data for Anne, right? Some project data for Anne, right? Some personal details of Anne, right? And then same for the other employees. Some sample text which is like lengthier texts, right? I'm going to put those texts, right? These are just some sample texts, right? With some slight difference, so that you will see that these different text values will get loaded, right? Okay, and then one more, right? One more. Okay, so I got employee details. I got some sample text for 4 employees. Now same thing like I did for the first label and the image, I now have to do the same thing. I have to go to the main storyboard, and because I need to access, right, that label, so I have to first go to the storyboard. Then I have to control drag it and give a name so that I can access it as a property, right? So assistant editor. So then my label, right? So this this label. So I'm going to control drag it into the interface section and give it as name LBL employee details, right? I'm just calling it as LBL employee details. So now what I have to do is, from the view did load, I can access that LBL employee details, as you can see, dot text. Then from the dictionary, I'm going to ask for it, right? So dictionary employee details, right? Then from that, right, whatever that received employee name, right, and or whoever it is, I'm going to say for that employee name, access the employee details and put the details, right? Let's see whether this works, my friends, right? So let's run this now. Okay, let's see. So based on the clicked employee, the detail should be changing in that detail label. So if I click and see, it works. It says this employee has worked at the company for 10 years, is having experience, right? So that's Anne, 10 years, right? Ashley, 15 years, right? And machine learning. See, Ashley's specialty is machine learning. Frank, 25 years, and Frank's specialty is data science. Guys, now with and let's see, Fisher, 30 years experience IoT. So these few technologies, keep in your mind, my friends. Machine learning, artificial intelligence, data science, and IoT is the future, right? So if you want to become a highly demanded software engineer, and if you want to earn a huge salary, you have to specialize on data science and machine learning. So if you want to get specialized in data science and machine learning, just subscribe to this channel. You will be getting some excellent videos on data science and machine learning coming very soon in this channel, and you might miss it. So I recommend you to subscribe to the channel, but don't stop by subscribing. Click the bell icon, because if you subscribe and don't click the bell icon, still you will not get notified. So I recommend you, if you are planning to go and work as software engineer, subscribe and click the bell icon so that you will get notifications on crystal clear tutorials on data science and machine learning and artificial intelligence and Internet of Things, right? Expect that, my friends. Exciting, isn't it? Exciting. Sure, it's exciting for you, right? Okay. Now I got that part sorted, right? Dynamically, it's loading the label. What is this 10 years artificial intelligence? That is, I have put some sample data. So 10 years and artificial intelligence. See, Fisher's 30 years IoT, right? Say Frank, data science. I just put some sample data. Awesome, awesome, my friends. Then we are coming to the last bit of it, right? The last bit of it is, now I want to list some projects the person is working, right? So again, for that, I'm going to get the data from a dictionary, right? So for that, I'm going to have the dictionary of employee projects, right? So dictionary employee projects, right? Awesome, right? But this time, each employee will have multiple projects. But earlier, each employee had only one image. Each employee had only one description. But now the situation is different. Each employee is going to work on multiple projects. So the key is employee name, but the value this time has to be multiple values. Not a single value like this, not a single value like this. So a key to have multiple values, right? Let's see how we are going to do it. So for a key to have multiple values, what you do is, we have done it earlier also, because basically when you did that multi-dimensional arrays, we did something similar. So let me come and get it. Okay, employee projects, right? And let me go to this and let's put it here, and let's take this first, right? It's easy for us, and let's put it here, and then let's put that name here, right? Awesome. Now for AND, I need to give multiple projects. So how I give multiple values is, you just put square bracket, just put a square bracket here, my friends, and before the square bracket put at symbol, and now you can give multiple values. For example, you can say, okay, project 1, I'm just giving example, okay, comma, right? Then you can say, okay, project 2. Awesome, right? Awesome, right? So see, Anne is working on project 1, and let's say on project 2. Let's say Ashley is working on only on one project, for example, right? In that case, you just put only one project. Let's call it as, say, project 3, friends, right? Awesome. And let's say Frank is working on 3 projects, for example, right? So you put 3 projects for Frank. Let's say project 4, 5, right? And let's say project 4, 5, and project 6, my friends, right? And then say Fisher's, let's say, is working again on 2 projects as example, right? Let's say in 2 projects, project say 7 and project 8, right? Just so now for one key, it's multiple values. So this is how you give multiple values. For each key, multiple values. Awesome, right? Now these values I want to display. Where do I want to display? These values I want to display in this. What's this? This is our table view, right? Isn't it, guys, right? It's our table view, right? So if I go to the storyboard, isn't it? It's our table view. So the question is, now how do I put that into a table view? Answer is, we have done it, right? We have already done it. We did it in one of our previous lessons, right? So what was that lesson? Do you remember, right? So we did that in one of our previous lessons. I will tell you the exact lesson. It is table views, dynamic content, UI table view, part 1. Table views, dynamic content, UI table view, part 2. So the lessons we did before this lesson, right? So those are prerequisites. I have asked you to look at it before you do this. So now we will use that knowledge and fill this table table view guys, right? So let's use that prerequisite knowledge, meaning the previous knowledge, and fill the table view. So what do we have to do, my friends? Of course, it's a table view. You have done the basics now. You got your table view, right? And you got okay, let's say you got a prototype cell. Then in that cell you got the styles ready, right? And you got the image and everything, right? So now it's what I have to do is I have to override the UI table view data source and UI table view delegate, right? Those stuff, isn't it, right? Because when you deal with table views, you have to override those methods, right? Let's look at it, right? So see, now the UI table view controller, the UI table view data source, and UI table view delegate methods, right? So these methods is what you have to work on, especially in this case the UI table view data source, right? So you have to adhere to this protocol, and we have done it in our previous lesson. So where is your table view? Okay, it's here. It's inside the view controller. So what do you remember our previous lesson? What did I do? Just think. First see whether this view controller is connected to a class. Yes, it's connected to a class called view controller employee details, which is this, right? This one over here, view controller employee details over here, right? Now that's connected. But then what I have to do is, remember our lesson, you click on the table view, then you go into the connections inspector. You remember this, right? Then the data source, we did this in our previous lesson. Go and have a look at it if you can't remember, right? You drag this into this table view controller. So you are connecting and you are telling your data source and delegate is the same table view. That's what you are telling, right? Awesome. So now because you connected the data source and delegate to your view controller, you have to make sure you go and implement them in the relevant class, which is this view controller, which means this one, view controller employee details. So now you have to make sure that you are going to adhere to those protocols. So